Alright guys, we're going to try this again. My last video, the noise was all messed up on it, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the new setup for our daily driven OBS Chevy. I'm going to shut it off real quick. If you're new here, you can hear the 5.3 chomping away. Okay, so I will, if you're new here, I will go over the whole truck, but if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that this thing was on stocks and stock saw blades and some 285s before, and they were completely bald. So without further ado, here's the new setup, and I love it. Now, be warned, this is a unedited video. There's nothing special going into this one, but just let you guys look at it. They are 22 by 12 Weld XTs. They are a Cheyenne, obviously. If you guys know me, you know I love welds. They were custom ordered as a 8-spoke 6-lug wheel, because usually they only have 6 spokes. I don't really like the look of that, but they also have the billet center cap option, so they are pretty nice for a set of today's forged wheels. So we did get another set of welds. They're on 305, 45, 22 Nitto Ridge Graps, not 420Vs. I'm so used to saying that. And they look great. This truck obviously is just stock suspension. We got the keys turned a little bit. We're pretty well maxed on the keys. There's still about a quarter to a half inch away from the bump stops, so we're doing all right there. I'll walk around a little bit. I really like the way they set. It just looks good. It's very simple. Like I said, this thing's our daily. The goal of this was to have a nice conservative setup. Nothing really special. So I ended up liking it a lot. The wheels, I don't know, they're pretty pitted, but obviously you guys know me. We're gonna sand them, take some 80 grit to them, and hit them with the sauce. We might actually end up paying some. It hurts to say, but might end up paying somebody to do them. Even though that's literally what I do, or what I did for a living somewhat. I don't have the stuff with me down here in Texas since I've started my new job. So yeah, this is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as much as I do. Yes, it is a big wheel thing. Usually I don't have anything bigger than like 16s, but I do love welds, and my buddy Noah had these. He offered them up to me, and I could not pass them up. XTs alone, like these wheels alone, brand new, are $3,500. Needless to say, I got a smoking deal on them. Ignore our tailgate. If you're new here, that is my shaved tailgate, and it's ugly as hell. It's matte color. It just doesn't look good. This truck is not cosmetically perfect by any means. All the work that's been done has been done under the hood, and that is it. So ignore all the dents and whatnot. We will be addressing that, but the goal of this thing was to make it run good. I'll go ahead and pop the hood. If you're new here, you might want to stay tuned right now, because we're going to go over what is done to this truck. It is not your average 350 Vortec with a 4L60. It is a Gen 4 5.3. I believe it's an LH6 is what it is called. It does well. We got a 4L80 behind it. So the full breakdown on this is Gen 4 5.3. It's got a BTR Stage 3 V1 truck cam, LS7 lifters, 34-pound injectors, 1 3/8 pace setter long tube headers, electric fans, I forget what size valve springs. I cannot remember for the life of me. We got a big True Cool 40K out front. As far as trans, I don't know a whole lot about it. I do know for sure it has a Circle D 3200 stall converter, and I don't know what shift kit it has in it. I assume it's a trans go shift kit. But yeah, the 4L80's been treating me good. I've had no issues there. We have a current performance harness as well, and it is very, very cleanly done. I like that. They did a good job on the harness. Some ask what our AC setup is. We've got an older R4 compressor with 94 6.5 diesel AC lines. They fit pretty good. That's the move. We do have just a G80 bomb in the rear, so 10 bolt. I would like to stick a 14 bolt under it and throw some helper bags in the rear, and this thing would be basically a full 3/4 ton drivetrain. I mean, obviously, technically, it would be a 6.0 under here if that was the case, but really, this should do the job, especially pulling the first gen around. So 14 bolt and some helper bags, and this thing would probably do pretty good. All I've really done to this truck is maintenance stuff, change fluids, fixed a leak on the rear axle, fixed a leak on the transmission, did upper and lower ball joints on both sides up here. Yeah, I just drive it. I've taken this thing on quite a few long road trips now. As most of you know, I live in Missouri, but I work in Texas, so this thing is my only transportation. So I'll go ahead and start it up and let you guys listen to it. We need tint really bad. I made an appointment to get our new glass put in because ours is scratched pretty bad. So new driver's side and both rears because somebody has messed this up previously. So we just got the ones that don't pop out. So we just got the smooth ones, and then this thing will probably go to a PDR place up here. There's some dents on it that I would like to get taken out before we try and buff it and then address some paint. The interior, I want to change it up. I'm going to get rid of this 60/40, and we're going to do buckets and a center console. It'll be a little bit more roomy. I have sourced a dash for it, so we need a dash bezel. It'll come with a dash harness. It'll come with all that, and I have a doubled in for it as well. But pretty simple stuff. I want to get rid of all the painted things. I really want to clean up the inside. I'm very picky about that. I spend more time in here than out there, but let's go ahead and start it up. We've got a Borla XR1, I believe, on this, and obviously it's just the headers or the long tubes to a Y pipe that it's actually stainless. It looks pretty good. To this Borla, which is dumped right before basically right above the axle, and I hate it. I want to bring it all the way out. One, for the drone factor. I don't like how much it drones in the cab on the highway. And two, it just sounds much better. The noise doesn't get stuck under the cab. I do enjoy this this kind of flush looking toolbox. It is packed full with all my tools, the Milwaukee, everything. I actually just put new locks on it, so it's good to go. I haven't stated already, this truck is tuned by JP out of Van Buren, Arkansas. He is the LS guru, and this thing runs amazing. It'll hold its own against any tuned Duramax or anything like that. So obviously it's not going to hold its own against much more than that, because in all reality it's maybe 300 horse to the rear wheel. I did not dyno it whenever I was over at JP's. This next time I go, I will. But the next time I go, we will be doing a little bit more under the hood. Right now it has, I didn't state earlier, it does have 243s on it, but I would like to have the 243s ported and polished, as well as probably, I don't know if we'll end up getting away from the stock intake and stock throttle body. Might get a little bit there, and then we would make a little bit of a cam adjustment as well. I've got a V1 cam. I would like to get some of the V2 series. They've seen them pick up 20 to 30 horse on a back-to-back comparison. So either like a BTR Stage 3 V2 or a possibly, I'd probably like to stay with the Stage 3. I don't know. It's a pretty conservative cam, but I will be towing with this thing and whatnot. So I like the truck cam just for the torque aspect. I do like horsepower, that's cool and all, but I'm more of a torque guy. I really, I don't know, out of the hole, I like to feel a little bit of, I like to feel it put you back in your seat a little bit, is what I'm saying. So yeah, this is it. If you guys are new here and you like OBS content, we have a bunch of it. Our buddy Guthrie has a badass white regular cab 4-wheel drive with basically one of the same setups in it. A little bit rowdier cam, but I do like it. But there's lots of that content, and there's more coming. We like OBS stuff, so if you're new here, please do subscribe. If you're returning, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time on the Old School Crew keep kicking it old school. We'll have another good video for you here soon. Hopefully you guys are hanging tight. While I'm down in Texas, I don't have much to video, but we got lots of good information about our first gen coming, so be ready for that. Peace out. See you guys. Hopefully you like the new welds.